possibly jeopardize the whole operation.
The Hoffmans and their team of miners have been in camp for 4 weeks, but they still haven't got their wash plant working. 100,000 pounds of machinery lies unfinished and unconnected.
You notice there's no electrical cords going to any of this stuff. There's no water going to any of this stuff. I always get the gold from the ground, dump it into that machine up there, and it's supposed to come out the other end as money. This isn't going to pay my bills. It definitely isn't going to take care of my family.
Like the rest of the crew, Dorsey is unemployed and has come here to make money to feed his family. Today, both he and Todd are driving the 30 miles to Haines Airport to pick up their wives and children.
So I'm just excited to see my little baby girl, my wife. Let them get up here and be a part of this, So, but yeah, I am kind of scared that we'll have, enough infrastructure for them.
Jimmy Dorsey spent most of his meager savings getting his wife Joy and their kids Ella and Hank to Alaska.
That is her. That's her. So that's the word for our family. Yeah, I'm nervous that she's going to be happy up here. Hey, it is that.
It's a big day for Todd, too, as he's reunited with his wife Shauna and their daughter Olivia.
You have a good trip? Oh, I got a good time.
It's just beautiful everywhere you look. I just can't believe it. I'm in awe.
Hi, Joy. How you doing? Good.
Life here is going to be very different from Oregon.
Do we have an espresso machine?
No.
I just want to see where that is.
Next to David.
The families get their first look at their new homes.
Wow, I did not expect that. It's better than I thought it would be. It's amazing. I mean, the scenery is incredible and beautiful. And Jimmy blew me away. Yeah, I thought it was going to be tiny and durable, and it's pretty awesome.
After 5 weeks apart, the families are finally reunited. But this is no vacation. Dorsey's here to mine gold, and his daughter Ella gets straight to the point.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have any gold yet. We haven't ran any. But we dug some holes. You see these holes?
They have all this giant equipment, and they have like a couple barrels of Tupperware containers, and they're like picking through rocks. What are they doing? That dirt.
Here, show you what to do. Yeah.
They've been here for over a month, and I don't know what's been going on here. So you haven't done any gold mining. What have you been doing up there? Vacationing? No, I know. We've been doing all that. But they're...
Mila. Stop.
Maybe not much.
We haven't done anything together, and I can't do it. I can't weld it.
And everybody knows. No.
Is that better to you?
No, not at all.
We don't see anything.
Everyone in Porcupine Creek is investing 5 months of their life unpaid, and they're seriously behind schedule. If they don't get this wash plant working and start finding gold soon, they're facing financial disaster. Jimmy Dorsey's had enough and levels with team foreman Greg.
We don't need it. We don't need a committee?
No. We need a plan. Right now, I can't live the rest of the summer with what I've got to do.
Neither can I.
We're thinking alike here. We gotta push Todd with us. He's gotta step up and lead us.
Hey, Todd. Are we mining today?
No, we're not.
Why?
We're gonna have a meeting.
I don't want a meeting.
I'm gonna call a meeting. Hey, don't yell at me. Our punch track is freaking fixed. You hear me? Don't talk to me that way.
Don't try to intimidate me.
Sammy,
Don't try to
here.
intimidate me.
We're gonna have a meeting in a second. You wanna come hard? Come hard.
I'm coming hard. I want to know why we're not mining today.
There's a lot of reasons. Some of it's your fault. Some of it's his fault. Some of it's my fault. We're gonna have a meeting. You can air it there. Everybody will be there.
The pressure is on Todd to get his team mining. With doubts cast over his leadership, he calls a crisis meeting for the whole crew. Even James Harness drags himself out of his trailer to make it.
I've been accused of not being a good leader. Some of that is totally true. But we are so close to being mining. We have 9 things that we can accomplish in 72 hours from this point. And we can be running rock. Okay, so here's the list. The shaker hold downs. You're going to have to do that. Okay, Greg and Thurber. If you could help James with the shaker. Dad, finishing the plumbing on the jig and set it in there.
We gotta be rocking and rolling.
Dorsey, you're going to be working with me. So that nobody else hurts you or you don't hurt anybody else. I don't want anybody else to hurt. Okay, fine.
Hurt nobody else.
Okay, shut your mouth. Don't interrupt. That's how we're going to do it. I don't care if we got to stay up all night. We can actually turn equipment on, start testing it within 72 hours.
There's a lot riding on Todd's deadline.
We're going to get done in 72 hours or I'm walking away because I have no more money. Then I'm walking off of here. I'm going down to town and get a job. I'm serious about that. I will make money this summer, one way or another.
Todd's promised his crew that it can be up and running in 3 days.
In 72 hours, this equipment's going to be running. 72 hours from right now.
Harness is feeling better and back in the saddle. Even Dorsey is adjusting to his role as Todd's assistant.
Turn the heat up a little bit.
The mining season won't be much long. We got to be turning some stuff on in 72 hours.
But Todd knows they won't hit their deadline unless they get help.
If you could come up here, dude, even for a couple freaking days and just, it would be huge for me, dude.
He's asking a big favor from an old friend, Dave Turbin. Dave runs a successful quarry back in Sandy, Oregon, and knows everything there is to know about mining.
I'll pick you up, feed you some crappy food, and put you on an air mattress, you know, whatever it takes. Yeah. Awesome. Take care. Bye. Ooh, that's huge. Without Dave figuring this out, I honestly think I'd screw this up. Me and my dad would screw this one up royal.
With Dave 24 hours away and the clock ticking, the crew has no time to waste to get the rest of the mine up and running.
Yeah, let's start digging the water intake over here.
The intake is a 60-yard trench directing water from Porcupine Creek to a holding pond as close to the wash plant as they can get.
We have to be able to bring in about 1,000 gallons a minute.
Once this huge volume of water is flowing down the trench to the holding pond, it'll act as a reservoir for the wash plant.
You don't have this water, you don't mind. It's just, we need it, we're gonna get it, and pretty soon.
But Jimmy Dorsey is anxious that the plan is dangerously flawed.
This looks like a pretty innocent creek. We can see how fast this water flows. wash out the road.
But Jack doesn't seem worried about anything except getting mining.
So, we're opening up our store.
Guys got the trench ready to go. We're going to release the water, and hopefully it will come down our trench, fill up our intake pond. Who knows what could go wrong? Hey, stay away from the end.
Start undermined right there, back up.
The water is causing structural damage to the pond. The sides are collapsing.
This is the problem. We're going to lose this bank, aren't we?
There it goes.
Whoa. Back it up.
If the pond caves in, it'll wipe out the road behind and take out the wash plant. The Hoffmans must make a decision.
Hey, Dad, I think you better get this shut off. We're going to make a mess on the end. You want to stick with it?
If we get within a foot, I'll shut it off.
We're going to let the water flow tonight. We're going to see what the damage is. We're going to put Jimmy on pond watch tonight.
See if this thing holds. If it doesn't, and be working for a week on just trying to repair what we just did.
They are taking their biggest gamble yet. At first light, Todd, Greg, and Thurber are up to check if the sides of the pond have held out.
We got blessed on this one, guys. Could have been a huge disaster, but it looks like it's turned out like we planned, which is actually pretty rare.
This really does mean we can mine.
The Hoffmans have 2 more days to get their wash plant up and running. Boosted by the success of the channel opening, Todd wants to try the biggest and most dangerous piece of machinery a day ahead of schedule.
Tonight we're going to try to test out the shaker. That's a big deal. Whether it works or not. I honestly don't know if it's going to work or not. Neither is harness here. If it doesn't, we've put a lot of money and work and energy into that stupid thing. I'm going to friggin' put a piece of dynamite under it and blow it the frick up.
In 1907, miners at Porcupine Creek redirected the river to get the gold in its bed. They built a wooden channel called a flume. It was 8,000 feet long, 6 to 8 feet deep, and 25 to 40 feet wide. It was the largest in Alaska and cost a reported $200,000, $4.7 million in today's money. The Hoffmans and their team of miners are losing $1,000 every day they're not mining.
We're $15,000 to $20,000 behind, and we're 2 weeks behind.
The pressure's on. They've allotted 2 more days to get their machinery working and start making money. This morning, Todd and Jack are on their way to Haines Airport to pick up their trump card from Oregon.
Dave Turn is coming up to try to help and advise us. Not only does he run a construction crew, not only does he mine, he is actually willing to step in and help us. Just glad he's coming. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Doing good? Good fight? Good. I can't even believe you're here, dude. Welcome. We got the equipment, I guess it's somewhere around 80-90% set up.
That's good.
But the main thing is, I'm worried about the shaker. You know, we had to modify it.
Yeah.
I want you to kind of look at it before we fire it up.
Yeah.
That is kind of the main thing that if you could help us out on, it would be.
It'll happen. We'll get it together.
Dave's here to fire up not just the machines, but the miners too.
You guys are an inspiration. You know, there's so many guys that are on their butts sitting around watching TV, reflecting unemployment. And, you know, and guys aren't made to do that. So you guys start generating some cash flow. We're going to encourage a lot of people. So,
You don't encourage me.
you don't need your head, keep your heads up. Let's find some gold.
But Dave immediately identifies a bunch of changes they need to make to the shaker.
Then you put an angle iron on here, put a 6-inch angle iron here, bring another angle iron up, cut all the excess weight off. I don't think we need this. Put a flange in here, cut this back so that this isn't flopping around. Run the web down so it's supporting the outside, and then you're ready to go.
It's a tall order, but Greg and Jack begin work on Dave's modifications immediately.
You know, Dave Turn is energizing our team. His suggestions, these aren't coming from books. These are coming from actual experience.
I mean, it's really all coming together. It's great. Dude, we came here for one reason, and that's to feed our families by finding gold. Everyone was overwhelmed with the job at hand. And we just needed one person to come in and say, hey, you guys, you're almost to the finish line.
With Todd's help, Harnett supplies the finishing touches to his trommel.
I gave birth to this baby. And it hurt.
What happened to your arm?
3rd-degree burns from molten metal. I literally collapsed when I got done welding it together. It's all theoretical at this point. The fact that this will work, it's kind of like a helicopter flying. They're not supposed to, but they do. So I think it's going to work. Because we're all just crazy enough to hope so.
With Dave Turing's help, the crew is ready to test the first part of the wash plant a day ahead of the deadline.
Push the 72 hours real hard. We're right on the brink of firing up the shaker.
This doesn't work as we hope it will. Big question mark.
There's my future sitting on that hill right there.
I have one nut to put on and basically ready.
Harness makes sure the generator is working before sending power to the shaker for the first time.
We'll warm up the generator and crank it up and we'll just see what the damage is.
With the power plant running smoothly, it's time to test the shaker.
The forces up here are so great that these things can actually just explode out the side and steel will fly everywhere. We're nervous. We're really nervous.
You just have to do a visual to make sure you know where all your employees are. And then you just got to make sure they're off the machines, everybody's clear, say all clear, and you fire stuff up. You can't ever stress safety enough.
Let's go!
This equipment can kill somebody, and that's the last thing we want to happen.
Dave Turing notices a desperate flaw in the shaker's setup and calls everything to an emergency halt.
That shaker was bouncing everywhere. It could have fallen right off that hill right there. Basically, Dave just could have saved our mining season right there.
With no anchor, the shaker began to tear itself off its base, a potentially disastrous situation.
That could have been a catastrophe, you know.
It's 11 p.m., and even though it's midsummer in Alaska, the light is fading.
Before somebody gets hurt, I think we're going to knock off for today.
The team has one day to find the solution. The crew at Porcupine Creek has one day left to get their mining machines up and running. Yesterday, the shaker began to tear itself off its base. If they can't find a quick fix, they'll never hit their deadline.
As this thing's shaking, It's moving the rock down the way. So every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Right,
so
right.
if this thing wants to throw that down, you got to get that base down solid. Throw some cables around a log, bury it, and then cover it back up with dirt. Then you're anchoring that thing down.
What do you think, Jane?
I think it'll work great.
Dave plans to bury a log called the Dead Man and anchor the shaker to the ground. But the major earthworks will take time.
72-hour deadline is almost up. I don't know how long it's going to take to get the dead man in there. We got to get it done quick.
Jack sets about building the anchor. It's now all that stands in the way of the safe running of the shaker.
Unfortunately, we'll work with Jack. I put Dorsey with them. I don't know if that's a deadly combo, but they're actually getting stuff done. So what can I say? You know, I'm gonna leave them alone until somebody starts screaming. Super useful having Dave here. I can't believe it. We think it ain't going anywhere. It's 20,000 pounds. Dave's like, no, that thing will walk right off the hill. You said you got to bury a dead man. You got to put cables around it. Dave's
But it's good. I think it's going to work.
I'm optimistic. I really think this will come out okay.
The final day of the deadline is drawing to a close. The team is ready to test their wash plant for the first time.
I'm nervous about the modifications we made. So we got to get it done. We got to test it out. We got to get some rock across it and see what happens. Then give it a try.
Think we've checked everything now? Ready to rock? Yeah. Alright, let's do this. James is doing all his checks. Ready? Okay. Fire up. Watch this rock! Morgan's waiting up!
That's working.
Holy crap!
That works good, man.
That look good?
Doesn't that look great?
Maybe this will work, man.
Maybe. I never had no doubt.
Jeez!
Now we got something worth panning right there.
When we start seeing gold down there in that jig, I think we'll all be like, oh my gosh, we're pulling this off.
It was 72 hours ago. I was ready to walk off. You know what I was doing here? This thing turned on. Of course I said. That's what it came to do.
We made our 72 hours, not a problem. Everything seems to work good. The main thing is this old guy right here, and I think it actually worked better than that dream. It's going to be rock and roll.
The shaker is what's a little bit disgusting, amazingly violent thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's 6 a.m. Todd Hopkins is trying to rouse his crew of gold miners.
Go, guys. Go, guys. How you doing? You're together, man. You don't stop. Here's the food. Then just got out of the shower. We're getting gold. That's it. That's my commitment. We're going to have gold come out of jig today.
Todd and his crew arrived at Porcupine Creek 6 weeks ago. They finally got their wash plant assembled. And they built a pond for the 100,000 gallons of water they'll need every day.
Final stuff will be when we're actually running.
So, it's cost them $180,000 on equipment and running costs. And every day puts them another $1,000 deeper into the rill. They must start finding gold, and soon. After months of preparation, they're finally ready to run dirt.
Our water is off to the pump, out that manifold there, down these red lines. Each red line is a 1-inch water line. So 4 water bars on the shaker. We got 1 water bar to the jig, 1 going to the second sleeve.
Water flows through every part of the rock to recover gold. It washes away the lighter dirt and leaves the heavier gold behind. They only have 1 cup big enough for the wash plant. It's not working. Runs a quarry back in work, and he's here to help Todd get the wash plant running.
A little bit of air just screws these things. It's like sucking air. It's like sucking water through a straw, and you got a hole in the straw, and you can't suck it up.
The right way to do it is pick that thing up, flip it over, upside down, dry it up. But we gotta get the water out.
Okay, let's do that.
Dave Turin and Jim Thurber dry and clean the area that needs to be welded. Stick welding uses up to 600 amps of electrical current, more than enough to kill a man, and particularly dangerous in these wet conditions. Team mechanic James Barnes steps up to fix the problem.
It's good. Build it back together, start it up.
The pump should be able to feed thousands of gallons of water a minute to the wash plant. If they get water out of the spray bars, they'll know that they're in business. Just before they can start mining, Todd spots a stranger on the claim. They have no choice but to shut everything down.
I saw him heading down by the river.
The stranger is a government inspector investigating
Yes,
the
sir.
water use at the mine.
We need to fix this, okay? We need to close it off. This area right here in this front, okay? Completely blocked, okay?
To get enough water to mine, the team dug a channel connecting the creek to their holding pond, but it's in breach of Fish and Game regulations.
This part right here needs to be returned to its original condition.
Okay.
This channel has been excavated for extreme violation. If they don't get it sorted out, there's potential to shut this wall through this well.
Porcupine Creek is a breeding ground salmon. Todd and his miners have come up against the Alaskan fishing industry, worth over $2 billion a year.
Salmon fishery in Alaska is very important. Huge commercial fishing and recreational fishing. And we want to make sure that these types of activities don't impact habitat.
Fish and Game is worried that young fish could swim into the holding pond from the creek and be sucked up into the wash plant.
When do you want me to close this off immediately? Okay. We'll do it right now. Fish and Game could end our season right here.
You gotta play by their rules, they can shut us down, and it puts us in a really bad position, because now we don't have water. It really freaking hurts.
We don't have a plan B. Without water, we're screwed. You got any ideas?
This is a mess, man. I don't know what to do.
The crew needs to come up with a way of getting water from the creek that meets Fish and Game regulations, and fast. They hatch a plan to use an old pump head as a fish screen.
This is perfect for
Something like this, because you got the screening, you can't suck up solid underneath. We can set. We're not going to suck any rocks up into the pond.
This screen will allow them to draw water without sucking in fish. Now all they have to do is persuade the man from Fish and Game.
You guys are cool with it. We can get started.
Yes, I think this will work.
All right, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Alright, I'll keep
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Alright.
Their quick fix has stopped them being shut down. But their holding pond has already dried out. They'll need to fill it if they're going to be mining in the morning.
Just having a quick kink in our little wheel. We gotta get on it though. We gotta get back to work.
They have just a few hours of daylight left. First, the team needs to lay 80 yards of piping from the creek over the berm to the canal.
This is called lay flat pipe. It's an inexpensive way to get pipe. We'll get it out there a ways.
Next, they used a 400 excavator to bring in the pump with the fish screen attached.
I'm ready to get this pump set in the water.
The Porcupine River is fed by water from glaciers, and it's just above freezing. Todd has given realtor Jimmy Dorsey the job of digging out a hole for the pump head to sit in.
This water is so cold.
Right got to here, Doris. Back in it.
Why don't you just use the excavator?
Yeah, we're not allowed to. I'll try to get you some gloves or something, dude. That's cool.
The next job is to connect up the pump, which will draw water from the creek to the channel.
But seriously, this thing will pump out 450 to 500 gallons a minute easily. So that's a lot of stinking water.
The pump is connected to the lay flat pipe running over the berm.
We're doing too fast because the pressure on this thing might be so great, it'll probably rip this thing off. Plus, I don't want this thing to rip off at night.
They prime the pump, submerge the pump head, and they're ready to roll.
Turn it off.
There we go. Where's that hydrant? We got water, guys.
That pump's working great.
We got water. We got water. We're mining now.
Year preparation, all of my money that I didn't have, everything I could beg, borrow, and steal is right coming up. We're gonna mine tomorrow. We're gonna run it.
I don't really know what time it is. I can't figure it out. I don't have a watch on, so gotta be after midnight.
They have just a few hours to get some well-deserved rest before they run dirt in the morning. Up ahead, the team finally starts mining. The wash plant grinds to a halt.
This isn't easy. This is hard to figure out.
And a young life hangs in the balance.
All I'm seeing is blood and foam coming out of her mouth.
With the water problem solved, the Hoffmans are ready to run dirt for the very first time. Todd's been planning this moment for months.
6-inch and under rocks will go onto the shaker. The shaker has 1.5-inch holes. The gold material that we're going to deal with will fall down through those holes and come down this bottom chute. This trommel will be turning, okay? Material will fall through the holes. There's a hole in this pipe wrapped in screen. I don't want rocks bigger than 1/2 inch to come through this hole. I want to control the water across that jig. Swirl around in there, there better be some gold. And basically, we'll do that all day, vacuum, all night.
Pastor Mike Halstead has returned to the claim for the big day.
They've done a great job putting all this equipment together, but it's hard to really think through what it's going to do until you see what it does.
And there's no point in running unless you're digging dirt that's rich in gold.
20 ounces right there.
I got this huge knot in my stomach. I don't sleep very long. It's vital to see some gold today.
The pressure to find gold is mounting. Greg's wife Sandy and his kids are the latest family to arrive at the claim.
Every day that goes by, we're not really burning fuel for the equipment, we're burning a lot of food. Something's got to give. Either the kitty's got to be replenished or it's going to run dry. When it runs dry, we're done. 3 meals a day for 25 people? You can do the math.
James Harness is struggling too. He has chronic back problems and hasn't slept for nights.
It would be very easy for me to stay in bed all day. But I can't let these guys down.
With team morale so low, Todd calls a meeting.
Guys, listen. You've all worked your butts off. You're out of money. You're out of money. You're about ready to lose your house. You moved out of your house. You're bankrupt. You know, God put us all together for a freaking reason, okay? And this summer we're gonna dig that yellow stuff out of the ground, man.
Back home, people are just struggling to make a stinking living. Well, you know what we need to do? We need to start helping each other out.
I know my heart is in the ground. We just got to get it. And I'm exhausted, so I apologize. But
you know, I complain a lot about the economy, and I complain about our country, but to be honest with you, this is the best country in the world. We live in the best country in the world. James, fire that up, man.
Let's go.
Okay?
Come on, let's get it done.
Get down there. Come on in. Come on in here.
Lord Jesus, we just give this day to you and put the gold in the ground and put it in that sluice box in that jig. Lord Jesus, help us. Amen. Let's go, guys. Let's do this.
Running dirt through the wash plant for the first time is an important moment for everyone. If successful, there is every chance they'll be counting gold by the end of the day. The first bucket of dirt into the shaker. It separates the larger stones and they are discarded. Finally, the miners get to see how their home-built plant is working.
We need a little guard right across the top.
We need a little guard right here. We need those tanks. Let's get out on the block.
From the shaker, the sifted material runs into a chute where water washes it down the plant.
Shoot's working good. Looks good so far.
The second bucket of dirt is dropped in. The material works its way through to the trunk. Here the dirt is spun, and the smaller pieces pass through the screen down to the jig. The last part of the wash plant is the duplex jig. Here, two diaphragms pulsate a bed of ball bearings. Black sand and any gold should sink down through it into the bucket. Todd and Jack plan to run 100 cubic yards today. But by the fourth bucket, there's gravel starting to build up in the sluice boxes.
Need more water here. Not working right here.
Most important of all, the jig, where the gold is collected, is producing nothing.
Ain't coming out. This ain't running right.
After months of preparation and thousands of dollars, just 4 yards of dirt, and their wash plant doesn't work.
This isn't easy. This is hard to figure out.
Humans have been digging gold for over 5,000 years, and it's estimated that all that gold would weigh around 182,000 tons, but make a cube just 22 yards long. That's only 1/3 the volume of the wash plant. The team's running dirt for the first time.
There's a block.
Oh, the pipe's clogged up.
But they've hit a problem. Nothing's coming out of the duplex jig.
It ain't coming out. Well, we're all plugged up.
Shut the gin plant down.
Okay. Now our trauma works pretty good. The shaker works. You know, all the stuff that you have to use your brain for that I set up, doesn't work very good. So.
Until they fix the final stage of their wash plant, they're not going to be able to separate gold from dirt.
I'm about ready to fall over. My brain hurts. I'm fat. So everything hurts. It's tough when you're a fat kid trying to go gold mining. You can't bend over right. You know? Freaking ankles hurt. Knees hurt. I don't know what I'm gonna figure out what the frick I'm doing. I don't know. Hey, buddy.
Across the creek, John Schnabel runs the Big Nugget mine. He knows exactly how to fine-tune a wash plant.
We got this last week, and we pulled it out of the jig. And the gold is heavy enough that it don't go away.
Parker, his grandson, has been helping him since the age of 6.
That's about I would judge close to a half an hour.
Yeah, I'd say so too. A little over, I bet.
480 grains in an ounce, so half an ounce would be 240. 275 grains. That's
I was right.
pretty close. Yeah. That's over a half hour.
That's around $650. The Schnabels know how much work goes into turning a claim and a wash plant into profit.
I've been doing it for 25 years, and it's been very difficult for most people to stay with it and be successful and make money. And only maybe 5% of the people that attempt it are successful.
Todd needs help to get the jig running properly. And the Schnabels are sending their expert to bail them out.
A little embarrassing. You got a 15-year-old kid telling you how to mine, but he's got a lot more experience than I do. Hey, Parker.
Todd?
How are you, buddy?
Pretty good.
I want you to take a look at my jig. Something wrong. I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Alright.
It ain't working right. I don't even know if it's in the right
carrying dirt and gold flows from the wash plant into the top of the duplex jig. Two diaphragms at the bottom pulsate water up through a layer of ball bearings or steel shot. The pressure forces the shot apart. The larger waste material passes over the top of the shot, while the heavier fine gold and black sand drop through the gaps down to the outlets. Their homemade system has to work if they're going to see gold-bearing black sand out of the bottom of the jig.
I got them both piped together
Yeah.
at the bottom of each jig.
That way.
You know where the gold and black sand comes out of the bottom. I piped them both together with one valve. You guys have them both separately dropping into a pipe, running that pipe together, and down into a sluice.
Yeah. The advantage of that is you can adjust each jig separately,
Yeah.
and you have more pressure on the back.
See, that's
How much pressure.
That's really good. I gotta take that apart. I gotta do them separately.
Their homemade system has to go if they're going to see gold out of the bottom of the jig.
And I should put a valve on each one, huh?
I think I would. That's what we do when it works good.
Alright.
And we adjust each one separately.
See, that's where I screwed up. I've run them both in together.
I see gold on my fingers.
We got gold!
You're kidding.
No, we're serious.
All plugged up and gold.
Dude, you are.
I think this whole pipe is just plugged up with gold.
You're kidding.
Yeah, look out!
They clear the blockage, but now gold's running through their fingers.
I'm gonna do it.
I can't wait to pan it to see, but, you know, that's gold.
I mean, it's just gold fever. That's all it is. The nursing jack got all excited when they unplugged the bottom of the jig. That's not really that big of a deal. I saw 3 little tiny flakes. Like tiny. When you think about it, a couple $100 worth of gold isn't much compared to everything they spent here. You know, they need a lot of gold to cover their costs.
Under Todd's original schedule, the team should already be getting enough gold to turn a profit. Todd's wife, Shauna, and his 2-year-old daughter, Olivia, were supposed to arrive after the miners found gold. But after 4 weeks, they decided to come to Alaska anyway, so the family could be together.
Starting to transform into a home, and I got my little girl, she's a wild animal. Look at her. She's got her pajamas on tonight with her yellow boots. She's busy, freaking busy.
The fact that other miners have brought their families up too is only adding to the pressure to find gold. Early next morning, mechanic James Harness is making adjustments to the jig.
I wish I could say that everything was working perfectly, but I don't know that yet. This is all a fine-tuning science.
And Jack's hard at work, stockpiling dirt he hopes will be full of gold.
Once I know that the plant's running good, I'll run this.
But Todd thinks his dad is digging in the wrong place.
I want to start mining along this rock face, down, all the way through this. I work this rock down, Dad.
I'm gonna work this sidewall.
That way, along that face.
I'm gonna bring the 400 down right now.
And make that deep.
I'll go as deep as I possibly can. Once you hit bedrock, that's it.
I know, but we'll wait. Okay. Not rolling over because I'm actually doing it for him. He's not a designer and he's not a strategist. My job for him is to help him be successful, even though he thinks I'm just getting in his way. But I'm not.